So there's a conversation that is impossible to ignore these days. It's happening in every gully, every household, every college canteen. That why are so many people, especially our youth, leaving Punjab for foreign shows? Well, it isn't just about a few people. Studies show that a huge percentage of rural households in Punjab have at least one family member living abroad. We are talking millions over the last decade. And the numbers, particularly for the young women, are steadily increasing. It's a phenomenon that's changing the very face of our state. But what's really driving the mass exodus? Well, why Punjab feels like it's falling short? Let's be honest, there are some serious push factors at home. Punjab is an agrarian state, which means that most of the people were employed in agriculture. And this food bowl of India is struggling now. Our agriculture for decades has been stuck in a cycle of wheat and paddy. This has drained our groundwater, ruined our soil health, and frankly, it's not just health, it's not profitable anymore. Farmers are often drowning in debt, and their children look at the fields and just don't see a future there. Who can blame them when an average farming family barely earns enough to live on? The National Crime Records Bureau in 2017 highlighted that 3.5 lakh farmers died by suicide in the last 2 decades alone. And it's not just farming. Our industrial growth has stalled. We haven't built enough big factories or tech hubs that offer those aspirational, high paying jobs. So you have thousands of educated people graduating and then what? They're either unemployed or stuck in jobs that don't pay enough to live comfortably, let alone save or build a good life. The economic growth rate of Punjab has been consistently lower than the national average for decades, and our state is carrying a massive debt burden, leaving little for new development. Then there are the social concerns also. The drug menace is a harsh reality that parents are desperate to shield their children from. There's a general feeling of stagnation, a sense that things aren't changing fast enough, that opportunities are limited, and that even basic systems can be riddled with issues. The pull factors, allure of the West is another reason. It's not just about what's wrong here, it's also about what's attractive elsewhere. The Canadian dream isn't just a dream, it's a very real magnet. Think about it. And well, money talks. Even for entry level jobs, the wages in the countries like Canada, Australia, UK translate to significantly more money in rupees. That means a better lifestyle, the ability to send remittances back home to support their families, and a chance to clear debts. Well, another factor is aspiration for a better life. It's about more than just money. It's the promise of cleaner environment, better public services, be it healthcare, education, or transport, and a generally more organized and predictable society. Education and PR pathways are just another example. Also, a foreign degree is seen as a golden ticket. It's not just knowledge, but for a clear path to permanent residency. For many, the study visa is just a stepping stone to a whole new life. In fact, studies show a huge chunk of women migrating from Punjab are doing so on study visas, with Canada being a top destination. The existing Punjabi Global Village, we have a massive, well established diaspora. And if your cousin, your uncle, or your childhood friend is already settled abroad, they become your support system. They help with visas, housing, job hunting, and even emotionally. This network makes a daunting move seem much more manageable. It has also become a migration culture. It's in our DNA now that this isn't just about an individual choice anymore. It's become a deep seated migration culture in Punjab. There's immense social pressure. If a family's child isn't going abroad, they might feel left behind. It has become a status symbol, almost an exception. Families are selling their ancestral lands, taking huge loans, sometimes putting themselves in enormous debt, all to fund that study visa, hoping for that one big break. And the irony is, while remittances are helping families back home and boosting local consumption, the strain of our biggest, brightest young minds and skilled labor is creating its own set of challenges for Punjab's future development. We are losing our human capital, our innovators, our future workforce. So, what's the takeaway? Well, this isn't about blaming anyone, it's about understanding a complex reality. It's a mix of struggling home economy, powerful global pulls, and a deeply ingrained cultural aspiration. The challenge for Punjab isn't just about stopping people from living. It is to create an environment so vibrant and so full of opportunities that staying feels just as appealing as moving abroad. What do you think? What more can be done to make Punjab a place where our youth not only dream but can achieve their dreams right here? Share your comments below and let's keep the conversation going.